Symbols of velocity abound in our display this year. The V in our V-Series performance line stands for velocity. The ATS-V and the CTS-V are indisputably the best performance vehicles in their respective categories, bar none. I say this after witnessing the drivers and the reactions of our competitors' vehicles at Motorsport recently, after they've been behind the wheel of the V and have to go back forlorn to their cars. So it's a great experience. So how did we build such formidable vehicles like the V-Series? Because racing is also in our DNA. And for the first time in Canada, we bring you the Cadillac DPi-V.R. That stands for Daytona Prototype International Velocity Racing. So please join me in welcoming the team behind this podium-loving beast. Co-drivers Jordan Taylor and Renger van der Zande. I want to make that name my ringtone. And the technical director from Alliston, Ontario, Brian Pillar. He is the best automotive factor of Alliston, Ontario. So to tell you more about the technology transfer between production vehicle and race car, please welcome to the stage the original JT, Jordan Taylor.
Thank you.
Jordan, welcome. Thanks for coming up here from Florida to Toronto in February.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's a little chilly.
Now, Jordan, being a fine young man from Florida, is very modest. He and his team took the Konica Minolta Wayne Taylor racing team in this Cadillac to 5 podium finishes last year. 5 wins, sorry, not podium. The top of the podium, for clarity. 5 wins last year.
Hi, I'm Jordan Taylor, driver of the number 10 Konica Minolta Wayne Taylor Racing Cadillac DPi-V.R. And I'm here to try to tell you what it's like to drive this race car. And basically, starting from the bottom of a street car level, a CTS-V or an ATS-V, you know, it's built for the streets, it's built for comfort, but it's also built for the racetrack. So when you're driving on the highway, it's very comfortable. When you're going over bumps, it absorbs it very well. And when you take it to the racetrack, you can change the modes on there, and you know, you get a little bit stiffer, you get a little more reaction from the steering wheel, from the pedals. By the end of the day, it's still a street car. And when you go to something like a GT car as a race car, you know, the platform's a little stiffer, you get a little bit more overall downforce. So the way the downforce works is you have to build confidence in yourself and in the vehicle, and the faster you go, the more grip you have. And it's just hard to tell yourself, you know, if I carry 10 miles an hour more into this corner, you know, I'm going to have X amount of pounds more downforce. And that just gets exponentially bigger when you go to a car like this Cadillac DPi-V.R, where it's all built around downforce, and it's extremely stiff. The springs are extremely stiff, so you don't see much movement. You never drive it on the streets, especially on the highway here, just because you feel every little bump. But when you get on the racetrack, that stiff, flat platform maintains the aero underneath the car, where all the air is moving around to produce downforce, and over the top of the car to produce downforce. So anytime you have a movement in that platform, the aero can shift, and you have a big imbalance. So the stiffer the better for the high speed, but when you get into low speed, it almost feels like you're on ice skates because it doesn't have much bite. So it takes some time to get used to that, but the engineers basically tell you what to do, and you know, they tell you, you know, you have this car to work with, and it's going to feel great in high speed, not great in low speed, and you know, that's what wins races these days. And as a driver, it's just about building that confidence and trusting the car and trusting that downforce. And like they say, the faster you go, the more grip you're going to have. So once you get over that element, it's a dream to drive. Yeah, so there's a lot of tech transfer between the Cadillac street cars and what we have on the racetrack. And most times in racing, we develop stuff on the racetrack that can be transferred back to the street, but we've actually taken a lot of stuff from the street and put it in the race car. First things are visually, you know, we have Cadillac V wheels, which were actually less drag than our standard racing wheels, so it worked out perfectly. We have headlights, taillights, which come straight from the street. And then the coolest thing for me is the rear view camera, which is designed and built by Gentech. So what you see in your street car when you look into the rear view camera, it's the same thing we see in the race car. So visually, those things are all helping us. We also have air conditioning in the race car, which is a big step for us as a race car driver because we're used to being in there in 130-degree temperatures, and now we have an air conditioning system, which can help us in endurance events. And then on the technical side of things, we use Brembo brakes, just like the street car, and a big Cadillac V8. So a lot of those things transfer back and forth, and you know, it propelled us to the championship last year.